Going live.
Go live. The Lockhart Morning Show.
It's not morning anymore.
It usually is.
Hello out there in YouTube land. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to those tuning in late. I'm the only one here in the chat so far, but to be fair, it's like 1:15 in the afternoon. It is hardly Sunday morning coffee talk. But it is in great need of caffeine, I'll tell you that. Oh my god, am I tired. I do live. I live live.
Live, laugh, live.
And the stream is in much better health today. Like, it's not just like going from green to yellow to red to yellow to red, then dead, then buffering, then like I think we're operating back at full capacity, like the internet I pay for, which is good, because not this weekend, but next weekend is Confronting Evil. This weekend is a reboot story of one of my favorite stories, a ghost story. So that'll be fun to listen to. I'm kind of excited for that. But then the weekend after, this weekend I'm going to Locust Lake, and I'm going this weekend because of the premiere. I want to be home for the Confronting Evil premiere, because the Confronting Evil season finale premiere for season 2. Finale for season 2. Oh my goodness, cats! Swear to God, it's like having rats in the house.
They're cute rats! Ow, my toe. The rats are cute.
Can you go get the one that's knocking shit over, please?
That's what I'm doing.
Thank you.
Hi, Spud. What are you doing?
But the premiere for Confronting Evil season 2, the finale, I would like that to be. Ooh, I'm gonna have to do the red carpet event Thursday, not Friday. I'll be gone at Locust Lake on Friday. I could always do the red carpet event from camp this weekend. I could do that. I should be able to do that. I'll plan on that. But yeah, the premiere for the season finale is going to be a live stream. It's not going to be a premiere. So basically, I'm going to do a live stream like this, but instead of playing like Blood and Beans in the background and music, I'm going to play the premiere. I'm going to turn my microphone off. Obviously, I'll mute it so that way all you're able to hear is the premiere itself. And then we'll all watch the season finale live, and then I'll talk about the new book, because by then the new book will be ready to go and should be published. I've got like 2 more chapters. I need to just do a quick final read through and do a final edit, and then I just got to apply all the final edits in the author copy to the manuscript, and then upload the manuscript to KDP and have it published. But the cover art and everything is all done. So I just figured that would be a good way to promote the book, is have the season finale, and then like immediately after in the same stream, basically, talk about the new book that just got released. And I'll talk more about it in 2 weeks when it does release. But there is obviously, just like with all my books, there's always at least one story, exclusive story that you've never heard. And this one will be no different. So there will be a story that takes place during Confronting Evil Season 2 that is in the book, but has never been narrated. So obviously the season is 10 episodes long, but the book is 11 stories, 11 chapters long. It will be just as cheap as the first book too. There's no picture art or anything like that in this one, and Doughboy's perfectly fine with the Confronting Evil stories. Those books coming out basically dirt cheap. I can't sell them for nothing on Amazon, but I can sell them as cheap as I possibly can, so that literally you're just paying for like the printing costs, which is basically that's what the first book is too. First book is just printing costs. No worries. Sandwiches are always good. I like sandwiches. So, but yeah, so that'll be coming out soon. I am excited about the book, and I think that'll be a fun way to promote it. I usually end up releasing the series, and then the following week I'll do a special live stream where I promote the book, and I think this will just be easier. So yeah, I think it'll be fun. It'll be the first premiere I do on a Saturday that's not a premiere. It'll be a live stream premiere. But I like this idea. And kind of just mesh the two together. I just gotta make sure I get the book done in time. The video's already done. There are a couple tweaks I want to make to it though, so I gotta re-upload it, tweak it and re-upload it, which is whatever. But in all essence, Confronting Evil season finale is done. I could put it up the way it is now, but there are, like I said, a couple tweaks I want to make to it first. And it feels good to have it done, done. Provolone cheese is my favorite cheese. Speaking of exclusive stories, Hell's Boulevard, my fourth book actually, is also the title of the last story in that book, which is called Hell's Boulevard, which is the exclusive story. That's the story of the book that I've never narrated. I've loved that story. The thing about Hell's Boulevard, though, when I wrote that story, not the book, but the story itself, which is now an exclusive story to that book, Hell's Boulevard was intended to be 2 to 3 stories long. It wasn't supposed to be a standalone story. There are supposed to be sequels to it. So I'm thinking about writing a sequel, maybe for Halloween. Could do that. I got so many other projects I'm working on right now. Maybe for Halloween, though. Hey, Frank, how are you? Yeah, I love provolone. It's my favorite. So I don't know. I might write a sequel to Hell's Boulevard, and obviously I'll try and give some backstory, and I'm pretty good at making sequels work well as standalone stories, so I'm pretty confident that I can write this story and narrate it, and it'll work fine on its own without the first one. But if you want some backstory to this one, maybe go grab the book, because the original is in that book. And I can't read it because it is an exclusive, and I want to make sure that there's a reason for you to be able to buy books. I don't want oh, this is cool, I got a bunch of stories that I've heard before, but I also want at least one. Sometimes there's more, but at least one story that nobody's heard before in the book as well. No, I'm not a fan of American cheese at all. It's my least favorite cheese.
It's worse than Swiss.
Yeah, I like Swiss, but I'm not a fan of American cheese. I have had a morning of fishing, sour diesel, and as much caffeine as my body can possibly withstand. I'm still dragging. Yeah, I do have. I would like to write a sequel to that. Man, I do have a lot of other things I'm working on. One of which is the Chronicles of Shiloh. I've got 2 stories done. I got 2 more to write, but they are outlined. So, like, don't worry. Like, oh my God, they're not done. They're coming out soon. It was the same with the Chronicles of Rabob. I didn't have all 4 of them done when I started writing them. I think I had the first 2 done when the first one came out, and then, like, by the time the second one came out, I had the 3rd one done, and maybe the 4th one. If not, I had the 4th one done as soon as the 3rd one came out. The 4th one was already written. So I gotta finish up that. Doughboy sent me Confronting Evil Season 3, Episode 1. And I started writing my portion of that because he sent me half of it. We're co-writing it. So I gotta finish it. And I've started writing it, but I gotta finish that up. And I'm also working on that novel that I said I was working on. I'm in the middle of chapter 8 of what is going to be 13 chapters. It's going to be... and this is funny, because the novel I'm releasing, judging by the word count where it is now, and where it's probably going to be when I'm finished, the word count's going to be a little over 40,000 words. And a novel is 50,000 to 200,000 words. And a novella is 10,000 to 40,000 words. So what is in between 40,000 and 50,000 words?
A novelette.
A novelette is not in between. A novelette is smaller than 10,000.
But it's funny. It's a queen.
Some people consider like a 45,000 word book. Some people will consider it a novella. Some people will consider it a novel. So when this comes out, you'll have to kind of make your own decision on that. But it should be right on that border between novella and novelette, or novella and novel.
You guys are big independent people. You can do it. You can do it.
I'm very excited for this, though, project. It'll also be the first book I come out that's like actual, 5x8 form. It's not going to come horror magazine size. It's going to come novel size. So that'll be kind of cool, too. Yeah, lots of things I'm working on. Oh, just finished up I guess you could call it a Jeff the Killer story. You'll see. It's not what you think, which is kind of the point. And I just finished writing that. Mary, who plays Mackenzie, she helped me write this, and I really think you're going to enjoy it. So I'm hoping that comes out probably, I believe it's coming out in September. I've got everything all scheduled out because I've got so many things coming out this summer. And I have a new Locust Lake story I want to write. So that's got to get done too, because that also comes out in November. I got a really good idea for it. Nope, it is not called Go to Sleep. Then it is a Jeff the Killer thing. It's not necessarily a Jeff the Killer story. It more or less is about the origins of where Jeff the Killer came from. The origin story. And I can't give away more than that. So, I don't know if you could really call it a Jeff the Killer story. It's almost like a Jeff the Killer urban legend origins story. So, the origins behind the Jeff the Killer thing on the internet. And the origins are, I think, even creepier than, obviously, than Jeff. I'm not a big fan of Jeff. I think the origins, though, are, actual, really creepy. Just started digging into it one day, and I was like, holy shit, okay, maybe I should write a story about this. So, it's different, and I think you're going to like it. It's called Make Me Smile. I have some Blue Dream right here. I didn't realize. Silly me. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy the ride. Got a lot of things coming out this summer. Summer of Locust Lake. So after the Confronting Evil season finale and the book release, the following weekend is the Chronicles of Shiloh, the Untold Story, part 1. And then the week after that is a brand new Locust Lake story by Doughboy. Doughboy wrote a brand new one, and I've been sitting on it for months, and I've been waiting till the summer, till Confronting Evil was over, and then I could do like a whole summer of Locust Lake shit. Summer of Blood. It's going to be the Summer of Blood, alright. It's going to be the Summer of Locust Lake. Just like we did not last summer, but the summer before. Chronicles of Shiloh releases, all 4 parts. You're going to have 2 brand new Locust Lake stories that take place after The Curse Returns, which was this past Halloween story about how they all came back a second time. So 2 brand new ones that take place after that. And then you're going to get a sequel to Locust Lake in Space. That one's already written. That one's written by Doughboy this time. And that one's ready to go, all color-coded. That one's coming out this summer. And then the Locust Lake Obituary Killer, Part 2 and Part 3. So, a lot of Locust Lake stuff. Yes, the concept of Jeff the Killer could have been good, but the story was not good. And it was rewritten by the author, and it was rewritten by Doughboy. I don't think I've ever released the Doughboy version. But I'm not a big fan of Jeff the Killer, so like, I don't know, I don't want to... The Doughboy versions, it's pretty good. It's not bad or anything. Like, it's written well, but it's still it's a Jeff the Killer story. It's the Jeff the Killer story, just rewritten by Doughboy. So it's better, but the story beats, like what happens in the story are still. I'm just not a fan. I like Doughboy's writing. It's just, and it's not the story's bad. It's just the content is bad, and that's my fault because that's the content I think I told him to write about. Maybe I should release it though. I think I should, because most people tend to like that one. See, his story's not bad, and I don't think I've released it on the channel. Maybe I will release it. We'll see. I did do his Laughing Jack story, and I love that one. That one went over well. Release the Doughboy cut. I mean, I could do that. I should release the Doughboy cut, and then I can release Jeff... Well, no, because Jeff 2.0, I like to call it, or Make Me Smile. That'll probably release first. And then I'll probably release the Doughboy cut maybe later this year, like November or something. Or maybe even like October. That might be a good like October video. I don't know. You might have talked me into it, Lilith. Maybe I will release the Doughboy cut. Oh, Laughing Jack, you mean? No, you haven't. It's the story it's called The Little Black Box. It's a really good story. It's fucking fantastic. It's probably, again, that one's one of my favorite Doughboy stories. I love The Little Black Box. It's a really good story, and I know I released that one. Yeah, The Little Black Box is Laughing Jack. You still have to listen to Pen Pal. I know it's almost 3 hours long, but it's 6 parts. You can listen to it in chunks. You still have to listen to Pen Pal. You will like Pen Pal. You will love Pen Pal. Bring tissues. You'll need them. It's an absolutely fantastic story. Pen Pal is one of my favorite stories. That's why I said this channel is going to be all exclusive content, like original stuff that's like specifically written for this channel and this channel alone. So that way everybody's always getting original content. And then it's like, well, wait a minute, why is Pen Pal up here? Everybody else has read Pen Pal. It's because I love Pen Pal. To the point where I was like, if I had to pick one story to upload that wasn't original content, it would have to be Pen Pal. And I still wouldn't do it without the author's permission. So I reached out to the author, whose name is Dathan Orbach, which is why the kid in the story, that's not how you spell my name and stuff like that. Dathan, get it? Like, and it sounds like Nathan. There's a couple of like allusions to it. They never actually say what the main character's name is, but then you learn what the author's name is, and it all kind of makes sense. So I reached out to Dathan Orbach, and I asked him if I could narrate not the book that he came out with, but with the original, the Reddit No Sleep, 6 parts that he released. And he actually responded and told me that it was okay, that I could. So I uploaded Pen Pal to my channel, and it's beautiful. I love that story, and you can tell when you listen to it, like, I don't typically toot my own horn and say like, well, I did this and it's really good. Some of the stuff I do think is really good, like Dissonant Whispers in the Northern Woods. That was a story when I wrote it, I didn't like it. I was not a fan of Dissonant Whispers in the Northern Woods. But then I read it out loud and narrated it and put it and I loved it. I fell absolutely in love with that story. And now, like, when people ask me for something like what do you do? Send me a video. That's the video I send them. This is something that I wrote. This is something that I am very confident that, you will enjoy. Again, Pen Pal is just... It's 3 hours long. It's 6 parts. It was over a Christmas break. I didn't have work and I didn't have school. I didn't have work and I didn't have school. I took a week. I think I had 2 weeks off. I took one of my 2 weeks, and I narrated one of the 6 stories every single day. And the video I put up now, I don't believe it's 6 different video clips, or maybe it is. I don't remember. But I know the original had a video clip for each story, but it had music. Every video obviously had music, and I didn't repeat any music track that I used. So for the entire 6 parts, I used new music tracks for 3 hours long. So the music never repeats, and it all fits the mood of what's going on in the story really well. I really took my time with it. I put in sound effects and stuff like that. And then I put it all together when I was done. I put all the parts together and rendered one long-ass video and uploaded it. Because I figured everybody else always does Pen Pal. Everybody's read Pen Pal. What's going to set me apart from anybody else's? Well, not just how well the narration in the video came out. Like, it came out... Not just that. The fact that, again, I don't usually toot my own horn, but with this one, I absolutely fucking nailed it. But also, it released in one long story. I remember when I first released that on my original channel, everybody was like, oh, it's Pen Pal. Oh my god, it's the whole thing. Everybody was so surprised when I just uploaded one day, a special upload, 3 hours long, Pen Pal. And I had people crying. I had people commenting and crying.
I cried terribly. It was ridiculous. I'm like, oh my god, you did this is sad. No, you narrated it. But he does so well with his.
It came out very well. I honestly think that, and I know you said that and the only reason I'm pushing you is you said you were interested. It's not like you haven't listened to 3-hour videos before. I've seen you sit down, Lover of Wolves, and watch Not All Heroes Wear Capes, the entire series in one sitting. I've seen you finish the entire Locust Lake series in like a week and a half. So you definitely have it in you to like watch Pen Pal. And you told me you were interested in it, so I'm going to keep reminding you until you're either just not interested or you eventually watch it. I honestly think that you'll really like the video, and I think you're not only going to love the story, I think like me, it's going to become one of your absolute favorite stories of all time that you've ever listened to, ever. Pen Pal is that good. The story itself is that good. And I just wanted to make sure that I did the story justice, and you can tell a lot of love went into that narration. So I will definitely keep the reminders coming. I'm done with this. I got fish to clean. I got 7. Ugh.
You got 7?
There's 7 of those fish I gotta
Oh, I wasn't like in the bucket, like, picking them up and counting
I thought
them.
we were grilling dinner.
We are. I still gotta clean the fish.
Oh,
No.
No, I can't just leave them in the bucket. I'm gonna have to clean the
Shadow's
fish.
like, I want pork loin.
Go fetch the fishies. Dude, I went to look in the bucket, and one of them looked at me and went,
Someone's at the door.
it made
No,
a
it was
sad,
the dog hitting his head up against the
it
wall.
made a sad face, and it opened its mouth, and it closed it, and I was so sad.
Well, the kittens will be happy when I start cleaning fish.
Little bear, come
I
on.
Little bear tries to steal it.
Well, Little Bear, I give him little chunks of fresh fish when I'm cleaning.
He
it.
goes nuts.
He loves it. Absolutely loves it. Funny. So, but yeah, if you're gonna watch Pen Pal, I would suggest watching it now.
Right this second.
The
Get
only
off the
reason
street.
why I
Get
say
out.
the only reason I say that is because not this weekend, but starting next weekend, just about every single video that comes out, Lover of Wolves, you're gonna want to watch. You're gonna want to watch Confronting Evil, the season finale. You're gonna want to watch the Chronicles of Shiloh. Every part that comes out when it comes out, I know you are, because I know you like the idea of those stories. I know you're going to want to watch all the new Locust Lake stories that are going to come out this summer. So you're going to have a very full plate this summer of videos that you're going to want to watch and have a desire to watch. You're not going to have time then to watch Pen Pal. Your time to watch Pen Pal is now, before the Confronting Evil finale.
Before the great video barrage.
Yes, before the great video barrage. Because otherwise you're going to have a lot of stories to catch up on. And Chronicles of Shiloh, and I was toying with the idea of whether or not to put these in the Locust Lake playlist, because they're not Locust Lake stories. They are Locust Lake adjacent. Locust Lake gets mentioned quite a few times. They are about Shiloh, and it's between the Demon's Dozen and when she comes back to Locust Lake at the end of the series. So I was thinking whether or not to put it in the Locust Lake playlist. They're not technically Locust Lake stories. They're a side story, basically. And I think I'm going to. Only because I want people to know where these stories take place in the timeline. I think that makes sense.
This comes out on DVD. I'm running to Walmart.
Exactly. I know that you're dying to see the stories that I mentioned. So yes, I would like jump on Pen Pal, like start it today. Maybe not even finish it today. Just listen to one part. But I'm gonna warn you.
Good.
If you listen to one part, you're instantly going to want to listen to the next part.
Yeah, you get kind of sucked in.
The 3 hours that it takes to finish the story does not feel like 3 hours. It doesn't. It's absolutely fantastic all the way through. It's a really, really good story. I absolutely love it.
And he's not like just blustering himself up. It really is a good story.
Well, I didn't write it. So, I mean, I'm just bolstering up the story itself.
No, but the way you narrated it, the way you put everything together, you did a really good job.
You'll like the way I put it together. Very much so.
Yes, you did a very, very good job. Sorry if you hear me coughing, guys. I did just get up.
Cough, 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 cough.
It's right now is my morning. Second morning.
That's fine. You can blow up the DMs. I'll be checking them throughout the day. I would like to hear your reactions to Pen Pal.
Oh my god, this is making me cry.
I mean, when I listen to books, and I haven't been able to, because I've been working in an office for 7 years. And I haven't had time to, like, you know, listen to audiobooks while sitting in an office trying to do office work. But working construction, I've got nothing but time to listen to audiobooks. So, I mean, I've been listening to a lot of, like, creepypasta compilations and some of my other series and stuff like that. But, I mean, I've already listened to it once, but I'll listen to Pen Pal probably about once every month, every 2 months, just because it's that good of a story, and it burns 3 hours of the day. And it's a really good story. Not many other stories do I always go back to like that. Another one was 1999. I loved 1999. I listened to 1999 probably once a week. That was probably one of my favorites. No End House. No End House is another really, really good one. Absolutely love No End House. There's a lot of other really good ones. I mean, Baraska was good, but it wasn't as good as like No End House. No End House is fucking phenomenal. But yeah, I'm happy I can listen to books again and stories and shit like that. I just listened to a book by I can't remember who the author was, but it was narrated by Chilling Tales for Dark Nights. The book was called Knuckle Supper, and it was like 10 hours long or something like that. So that filled up a good day and a half of work, just listening to an audiobook and pumping out work all day long. I have no problem with staying busy. I will work. I'll bust my ass. I know what to do, especially like when I'm working construction, when I'm doing drywall. Like, I know what I'm doing. I don't really need to think much about it. I'm just kind of like move forward and do. So, throwing a book in my ear, or an 8-hour compilation of stories, and just compilation, and bust my ass all day. I have no problems with that. I'm excited for you. You should definitely watch it. Blood and Beans will be over in about 25 minutes. Then I got fish to clean.
You have your marker. 25 minutes, and then you're good to go. Watch Pen Pal.
You'll like it. I'm telling you.
I'm agreeing.
It's one of those stories where, like,
it sucks you in.
Can't recommend it enough.
Yeah, it sucks you in.
It's a Kirby story.
And just it keeps you there.
It's a Kirby story.
It very much keeps you there.
Book.
So does 1999.
That's the best way.
That's the greatest thing about 1999 is it was put together as a bunch of little updates. So all the little updates all build up to and reveal something with like some kind of cliffhanger, and then it like goes into beyond that with the next story, but it does the same thing, builds into something else, and has a cliffhanger, and it does that like every 15 freaking minutes, and that's what pulls you in with 1999. Is it's such a believable, plausible story, which still very well could be, depending on whose perspective, where you're from. But it pulls you in. Like, it keeps you invested because you're like, you can't wait to listen to the next part. Like, oh my God, like, and like, okay, the story is X amount of time long. It has to end somewhere. So, like, this whole time you're waiting to, like, oh, is this going to be good? I can't wait to get to the end of this. And it just pulls you in. And you can't wait to hear the end and where it's all going. I don't know. Very few stories can really pull me in like that, but
it did.
Pen Pals one.
Sorry, my cat is in heat. One of them. Isabel, shut up.
She's calling the babies. She's trying to.
They're asleep. You did this?
It's going to be a lot of stories to listen to, plus you're going to have new ones. You're going to have ones that, get tacked on to the end of the timeline. So you're going to have a lot of stories to re-listen to. And we'll probably listen to a Locust Lake while you're there. One or two of them. We always do. I listened to one last time I went.
I can do that with my dang finger. Sorry, I got Guardians of the Galaxy 3 playing on Prime Wire right now. Can't wait till it goes to from cam version to HD version.
Mom, we're not supposed to talk about the arting. Ah.
There's no downloading.
I'm not downloading.
They're gonna find us! I recommended PrimeWire to most of my friends.
Yeah, Jason and Jasmine just got it started too.
It's not illegal to stream. It's just illegal to upload, actually. It's not even illegal to download.
I wouldn't even freaking burn
It's illegal to upload.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even do that with this because I wouldn't burn it. Because it's a cam version right now.
Yeah, I usually do. Usually when we go down, we'll listen to a Locust Lake, maybe two. Just like one night, we'll also sit up and we'll watch like Friday the 13th in a sleepaway camp or something like that. So, like, we usually.
Not the wrong set.
But yeah, at Locust Lake, it's usually tradition to listen to a Locust Lake.
Yep.
Either that, or sometimes I'll pull out one of my books, and I'll read one of the exclusive stories that I haven't narrated before. So I'll like read out loud, like a live reading in person.
You read to me a couple times to put me to sleep.
Uh-huh. So.
I remember.
Could happen. Could happen. So it'll be fun. You're going to have a lot of stories if you want to listen to the Locust Lakes all over again. You're cool with the reading? Well, I'll probably do both. I'll usually put on Stony Heart of the Black Woods. That's usually a popular one. Or The Drowned Boy.
Yep. That's
How many seconds can you take holding your breath at Locust Lake?
Now go and eat the snake.
And then sometimes, like I said, I can break out one of the books and I can read one of the exclusive stories. It can be a Locust Lake exclusive, or it could be like a different exclusive. It doesn't really matter. Then there's the premiere on Saturday. I'll be doing that on my phone. And then if you're up there that weekend, you obviously you'll be there for the premiere at Locust Lake, like live premiere on location. And with all the Locust Lake stories coming out, what weekend? I can tell you exactly what's coming out that weekend, actually. So, because you said you're planning on coming up for the big party on Labor Day weekend, correct? Labor Day. And docs. My computer is still loading. How many seconds can you take holding your breath at Locust Lake? 5, he's at the bottom. 10, he's dead and rotten. 15, he's creeping up. 20, you're out of luck. 25, right beneath your feet. 30, pull you down beneath.
And then you perish.
Alright, September 4th. And then where's summer of 2023? I can tell you exactly what story is going to be coming out on September 4th. Once the page is done loading.
Is it their birthday?
Come on, Mr. Page.
No.
Why is there?
Well, at least the stream strength is still good.
Should be your birthday. Look at this.
It does not want to load. If it ever loads, we'll go back to that conversation, but it is just spinning forever. A lot of good stuff coming. Maybe if I go back to docs. I don't know. I'd like to tell you what's coming out that weekend. It shouldn't be giving me this much fucking problems. Maybe I can look it up on my phone. Got it on my phone.
Cobra Kai. Are you gentlemen gabbing about karate? I heard it was like an ACDC concert. Got it on my phone. I have watched that too much.
Yeah. This one's for me.
I like Cobra Kai.
So do I.
You can do it. I have faith in you. The streams is eating up so much. There we go. It just loaded now. So. Oh, new Locust Lake story. So the one I still have to write. The Locust Lake story that I was telling you about, that I have a good idea for it. Like, I've been kind of holding off on a Locust Lake story, writing a new one, because every idea I had is, you shouldn't be in the Black Woods, or just a gosh darn summer camp. And I don't want to just write another one of those. I want to do something different. I don't want to do something I've already done before. So I'm trying to think up a new premise for a Locust Lake story. And by golly, the last time I went camping over Memorial Day weekend, I got hit with a bolt of lightning. And I can't even tell you I'm gonna whisper it to Pockets, and you'll be able to hear her reaction. But if I told you the idea for it, the idea would give it away.
He looks very excited while he's explaining this. He looks like a small child at a candy store.
Yeah, see, she thinks it's a great idea. It's a new idea. It's something that hasn't been done with the Locust Lake story yet. So I'm very excited for it. And that is the story that will be premiering the weekend of Labor Day weekend, while we are all at Locust Lake. So, Excuse me. Don't know where that came from. My God, that was horrible. I did that live. I did have an energy drink like an hour ago. I think that's what that was. Excuse me. That was terrible. What is wrong with me?
You're a monster.
I'm a monster. I am. Oh yes, new idea. And yes, we do swim at the lake. You can swim at the lake. You can fish. You can swim. I wouldn't recommend doing both at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can swim. You can. It's going to be early September, so it could be cool, but the water should still be warm. And yeah, you're more than welcome to see how many seconds you can take holding your breath at Locust Lake.
When I'm jumping off the dock to go to the other dock, I don't think it takes me 30.
No, probably not. But can you hold your breath that long? Can you hold your breath for 30 seconds?
Yes.
Okay,
That's a
Mom,
sleep
that never happens.
Want to hold your breath for 30 seconds at Locust Lake? See if the drown boy comes up to pull you down to the bottom?
Sure, and then I'll whack the fish that are trying to bump me.
I don't think it's the fish you have to worry about, Mom.
It's the bubble man.
It's funny. I have to get my kids floaty for the pond, for the lake.
And then I'll take you all up to the Black Woods at night. We did this last time too. In the middle of the night,
That's
I'll
gonna be fun.
turn off flashlights. We'll go up to the Black Woods. We'll call out Jacob's name. And I'll tell you all the real legend of Jacob Treagle. There is a real life ghost story, urban legend about Jacob at Locust Lake. It's a little bit different than the Stony Heart of the Black Woods. I changed a couple of the details just to fit it into the Locust Lake series. But there is an actual Jacob Treagle legend of Locust Lake that's a little bit different than the Stony Heart of the Black Woods. And I will tell you that when I take you all up to the Black Woods at night.
There's gonna be like 30 tents. Mom's gonna be like, what the hell is going on? Miniature music festival, Mom.
Dude, I'm the eater. It's gonna become a stew.
Leave Isabel alone.
No.
Poor kitty.
Not poor kitty, poor our ears. Poor viewers. Shut up. See, it's annoying you. I can tell. See it.
So, just wanted to let you know, that's what happens sometimes. Take everybody up to Locust Lake. I'll bring you all down to Halstead as well. I did one time take people up to the to Lookout. But there's a good chance we'll get thrown off that property. There's a lot of times I've gotten kicked off. It's like a 50-50 chance. But I can take everybody for a walk down the $1 Million Highway, which is another location in Halstead. And there is a story about it on my channel called The Fence Down the $1 Million Highway. So you'll see like that. The Devil's Punch Bowl also takes place in Susquehanna County. That's another real place. But yeah, you'll see. It's fun. Last time we went, we all went for a walk down. We played hacky sack, like, I don't know, a quarter of the way down the $1 Million Highway. Because you have to walk in and you can't drive through it anymore. But it's still there for walking. It'll be a good time, I promise. So lots of good things happening. Be prepared. I do want to warn everybody though that I am going to end the stream in a couple of minutes. This way I'm not just like clicking off, abruptly or anything. But so if you have anything you want to add in, please do it now. That way when I'm done, I got 7 fish I got to go clean. But we're gonna have a lot of fish in the freezer. I have 2 dinners worth. We'll have pork chop. We'll have pork, beef, chicken,
Lots of chicken.
and fish.
Yeah, lots of chicken.
We'll have the meats. We'll be like
Have the meat.
We'll be like Arby's.
You're gonna have to like that
Yeah,
charcoal.
there can be
for
s'mores.
today.
One thing I do tell people, I'll more than likely be able to take care of your sleeping accommodations. There are cabins all over the place. There's not usually a ton of people up there on Labor Day weekend, so there's usually some cabins. There's usually some cabins available. No one stays in Joanne's cabin, so that doesn't matter. There's usually cabins available. And I do have like 2 tents, so I can always offer up a tent to somebody who needs it. If a cabin isn't available.
Somebody
But
can crash in our cabin.
if you're able to bring a tent, bring a tent. You can pick one up at like Walmart for like $20. They're super easy to set up. If you need help, I'll help you.
You even know how to set them shits up in the dark.
They're so easy.
I can. So I mean, I would recommend bringing a tent if you can. You might not have to use it. You'll probably be able to sleep in a cabin, but still, just in case, bring a tent. And I'll be able to definitely take care of keeping people alive, food-wise. I'll make sure, like, I have ramen noodles, and I'll have bread and peanut butter and jelly, and we'll probably have hot dogs. That stuff is guaranteed. There will be stuff to eat. Is it going to be the best stuff to eat? That stuff's not the best. Now, will there be chicken speedies? I can almost guarantee you that we'll have chicken speedies.
And I'll pick out a nice
So everybody
salad
can
to go
try
with
chicken
that.
speedies. But I know you said they might not be your thing. So obviously you might need something else that's not chicken speedies. I might be able to pick up hamburgers. I might be able to pick up food. But the more people that come, the more inability I'm going to have in order to be able to feed everybody.
That's
So
the month where I want to save
the biggest thing that you should bring, beyond anything, more is either food or money for food. And yes, obviously, stuff to sleep with, like blankets and pillows. A tent if possible, but food. Bring food or money for food. I'll be able, if you don't have it, yes,
That's
there
fine.
will
That's
be
perfectly
there'll
fine.
be food available no matter what. There'll definitely be hot dogs and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and stuff like that. There'll definitely be food available to keep yourself alive. But you might want to bring money for food or bring like
If
your
you wanna
own
add
food
to the
and
pot.
or add to it
You
and
know,
stuff
if you
like
wanna
that.
add to the pot, that'd be great. If not, that's fine. I normally find a good pasta salad to go with the chicken
Nobody wants
speedies.
pasta salad. Pasta salad is the gross.
Oh yeah, that's why you were like, "Where's the pesto salad?"
Because the pesto is not the pasta. The pesto.
And I can make pesto salad here and bring it up.
Ew, it would be even worse.
No,
So, but yeah, there'll be s'mores are easy. I'm sure I can get chocolate and graham crackers and marshmallows and Hershey's chocolate. You use Hershey's chocolate for s'mores.
that's the camping trip where I want to save the card until we go down. I thought that would be helpful.
Yeah, if you want to bring, again, if you don't like, if you're picky with your alcohol, if you drink alcohol and you're kind of picky, like I only like certain things, then yeah, like pockets. If you're like pockets, bring your own alcohol. If you don't care, if you're like, nah, I'll drink whiskey or beer, or like, what kind of whiskey or beer? I don't care, I'll drink whiskey or beer. Like, if you're that kind of person, you're probably not going to have to bring a whole lot, because we're going to have our own, and there's a fully stocked bar there.
Yeah.
So it'll be not too long after the tent picnic. There should still be plenty of alcohol there when we go camping. So, hello Fuzzy, how are you? Happy Sunday. So, I mean, you're not gonna, if you're okay with like whatever alcohol, you wouldn't need to bring a whole lot. But yeah, if you're a little bit choosy, bring money for alcohol. That way you can just pick up whatever you need. There's a grocery store like, 3 miles down the road, a little gas mart where you can pick up a whole bunch of stuff, and then there's a Dollar General right next door to that.
Yep.
So, One-stop shopping for camp. It's perfect.
Gotta find my
Just so you know, Reese's is Hershey's.
Yep.
Reese's is made by Hershey's. The chocolate on a Reese's peanut butter cup is Hershey's chocolate.
Same thing with the Reese's Pieces. I love them. Oh, I haven't had them in so long.
And Hershey's is the best chocolate. There is no better chocolate than Hershey's.
That's why I got the Hershey syrup. I didn't pick up the generic brand. I only eat Hershey syrup. I'm like, what's it called?
There is no other chocolate. Other chocolates are gross. I don't even like Godiva, man.
Hellman's
Hershey's
and
is the
Hershey's
best.
chocolate. Hellman's mayonnaise, Hershey's chocolate. There's some things I won't budge on.
Love Hershey's. Hershey's is freaking amazing.
I guess Hershey Park is back open now. They fixed everything and yeah. Because of COVID, everything got overgrown and stuff, so they had to. Yeah, your cousin who just got married on her birthday, she was wondering about getting her kids season passes. Yeah, but they're like $230 for a season pass.
Hershey's dark chocolate is the absolute
Oh.
best. Hershey's is amazing. I know.
Dark chocolate,
All right,
Milky Way.
I'm gonna have to end this stream before I get pissed. God
If
damn it!
anybody needs-
Hershey's chocolate is freaking amazing.
It is. And try dark chocolate Milky Way.
She doesn't like dark. I'm out. All right, I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming to Blood and Beans. Enjoy any kind of chocolate that you like. I will not judge you. Hershey's is the fucking best though.
I'm not judging. Hershey's is the freaking best.
I love you guys. Have a great day. I got a bunch of fish I got to go clean. Enjoy, relax. It's Sunday. Try and take it easy. And hope to see you this weekend for the reboot of one of my favorite stories, a ghost story. So we'll see you then. I will judge you, but I'll keep it to myself.
You're so nice. Oh my God.
Later, everybody.
Bye-bye.